lovelies, welcome back to the channel. So we do have another chatty get ready with me today. I know it hasn't been that long, but I have a lot to update you guys on, a lot to talk about, and this is just the best way for me to do that, is to sit and do my makeup and have a little chat and fill you in on what's like happening, what's coming up, why things are the way they are. So that is what we're up to. The get ready will be for this look today. Not super different from a lot of looks I've been doing recently. I've been enjoying like spooky dead girl but make it pink, so that's kind of what we're going for. And before we get into the video and get started on everything, I'll let you guys know right now that this portion of today's video is sponsored once again by our lovely sponsor Shudder. You guys know, if you've been here for a while, you know we love Shudder on this channel. They're absolute sweeties and they're bringing us that good horror content. So in case you don't know, Shudder.com is a service that allows you to stream movies and series the way many streaming services do. However, Shudder is special because it is entirely horror and thriller content. They got us spooky bitches covered. All of the content is human curated, so you know you're actually getting genuine horror and thriller goodness. And of course, being a horror service, they have gone a little bit extra for Halloween. And instead of doing 31 days of Halloween, which one might expect, they've been doing 61 days of Halloween. So they've been having weekly movie premieres over there, including H.P. Lovecraft's Color of Space, and a movie that Glenn Danzig, I think his name is, from The Misfits, a movie that he made called Verotica. I think I've seen people online talking about it. I haven't seen it yet myself, but people have had things to say. And many more. Shudder in general has a really good mixture of older horror movies, newer horror movies, big blockbuster movies versus like smaller indie movies, and a bunch of their own exclusive content, which is really cool. Here I am, like 30 minutes after the last time you saw me because my camera card filled up and it's broken, so I can't get files off it in the usual quick way. I had to do it the slow way. I don't remember where I got to. I've spent many an enjoyable afternoon or evening watching movies on Shudder. I can't remember what the first thing I watched in there is. I think it might have been Teeth. I think the first movie I watched when I got Shudder was Teeth because I hadn't seen that in so long and it's such a dumb movie but I love it, so I was like, yes. And as always, I have a huge to-watch list on there still. Shudder is $5.99 per month, or it's $56.99 per year. But if you would like to try Shudder for 30 days for free, go to shudder.com and you can use my code, which is on screen now. It is ToxicTears. It is also down in the description, so you can't lose it. So once again, shudder.com and use the code ToxicTears for 30 days free. I swear if this has been focusing on Josephine this whole time and not me, I will yell anyway. Once again, a big thank you to Shudder for sponsoring the video. Very much appreciated, as always. And now we will get on with the get ready with me. See you in a moment. Let's go. Hopefully it's not overexposed this time. It doesn't look like it'll be as bad as last time, so hopefully I've got it right. I'm doing another chatty get ready with me because I am just a bit lost. When did I last do one of these? It feels like it was very recent. I don't think it's because it was actually recent as in like within time, but I feel like it wasn't that many videos ago, which bothers me. Let me see. Ugh, yeah. There will be more varied content in our future, I promise you that, but just right now it is a struggle. See, I keep going to say like I'm not feeling very inspired, and that's not quite true because it's not like a total lack of inspiration. It's that everything I'm inspired to create right now is with the new studio in mind, which isn't finished. Progress is being made. There will be another vlog of that very soon. I might actually try to go over and get that finished up today. But yeah, progress is being made, but the studio is not finished. And just pretty much everything that I want to make at the minute is just sort of very much with that in mind. And there's not a lot that I feel like doing that can be done here. So because of that, I haven't been getting a ton done, and there hasn't been an absolute ton of variety recently, which I hate. I hate that, but I am doing my best. Sorry to sort of launch it with negativity there. It's just because I'm just always very aware of like the things that people are probably going to complain about, and it's just like in my head. But no, there have been, other than just my constant frustration at life, there have been lots of nice things happening, just small nice things. So we're going to talk about those for a little while instead, and then I can talk more about upcoming plans and such later in the video. For one, I have been revisiting a lot of just like childhood nostalgia, just for like a very specific time period that always just, it's definitely, I like look at it through rose tinted glasses or whatever, and so I've just been on a real kick of like wanting to get Living Dead dolls. Yes, Living Dead dolls again, like specifically ones that I really wanted when I was like 11, 12, 13 that I never managed to get hold of. I've been very like, I wonder if I could track those down now. Something is bothering my nose. But yeah, I've been like really wanting some of those. So I have Posey on the way, which is exciting. I think she's series 1 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I have Posey on the way, so I'm excited about that. The two that I want, the one that I like want for some reason, as a kid, the one that I wanted the absolute most that I never got, and I don't know why I was so obsessed with her, but I always really wanted Lottie. I wanted her so badly, and I never managed to get her, and like, this girl that I was friends with like knew I really wanted her and ended up getting 2 of them and wouldn't even let me buy one off of her, and I was like, why? And I remember that just being so frustrating and feeling very mean, but yeah, I never managed to get Lottie, and I've always wanted her, so I'm kind of trying to track her down now, but because she is quite early series, I think she's maybe like series 3 or something. Like, they do tend to run expensive, and a lot of the ones I'm finding are like sealed mint condition, which I don't love for 2 reasons. One is because obviously that is more expensive, and 2, I kind of don't want a sealed, like, I want it to be in good condition, but I don't want like a sealed one because I want to take them out. I want to take them out and look at them and not play with them, but you know, like have them. And I don't think I could in good conscience open a series 3 Living Dead doll that has been sealed for this long. So I don't want one that's like perfect. I want one that I can like open. I don't want like a ratty one, but I want one I can open. So I'm on the hunt for Lottie, and then another one that I really want is Lulu, the little one with the roller skates, because she's super cute. So yeah, I've just been on a random kick all of a sudden of wanting Living Dead dolls again. I might start down the Little Apple dolls route as well, because that is, again, very of that time. And I used to honestly spend like so much of my time around that age, like my time on the internet anyway, on the Living Dead dolls website, looking through all like the old dolls and stuff and all the different series and all the things that they used to make, and like the fan art section and the Halloween costume section. Even though like it never really changed much, I would just go on these websites on that website almost every day, along with the Little Apple dolls website, because I think were the stories for there online, because I know I had one Little Apple doll and it came with like a little storybook. I can't remember if there were also stories online or if I actually got a Little Apple dolls book that had multiple stories of the different dolls. But I remember like going on that website and the Teddy Scares website and stuff. I just used to like go on the websites of these like creepy toys that I collected, and I loved it. I feel like the look I do today isn't going to be very different from the ones I've been doing a lot recently, because that's just where I am. But you know, you can see better and hopefully it will turn out a bit better, and today I will try to show you a completed outfit rather than just the makeup look. So yeah. But yeah, I've sort of like for quite a while wanted to do a video about like the different spooky things I enjoyed and that influenced me whenever I was in that sort of age range, but I've never really known how to go about it or how to structure it or if it's even interesting at all. But I do have like a bunch of things that I really enjoyed and that definitely inspired me whenever I was young. If that's of interest, for one, let me know, and if it is, then I will maybe try to figure out if that's something I can turn into a reasonable video or if it would just be a mess. Another thing that I posted about on my Instagram that I am like super nostalgic for and enjoying right now is like this little series of comics that I have in the form of like little book collection that I was obsessed with around then, called Nightmares and Fairy Tales. And yeah, I've been rereading those the past couple of days and I'm just like smacked in the face with that kind of nostalgia. So I've also just been in a very crafty mood. I want to make things, which is one of the reasons I'm so desperate to get the studio sword, is because like I want to make all of the things, and I want to record making all of the things. Because right now if I'm making things, like it's literally just like me on the sofa in a poorly lit room just like working on things while I watch movies, and trying to like record that would be a pain in the butt. So at the minute anything I make is just purely for me, which is nice, but it would also be nice to make, you know, crafty content for you guys, so I'm very excited for that. In terms of what still needs done in the studio, you'll see more in the vlog that I'm working on. There is a bunch, but I think I finally got something sort of where it might get done a little bit faster now, hopefully. We will see. But I won't give too much away because I do have that vlog coming, and it's been fun making that. So, and I'm actually just really excited to put that vlog out, because whenever I had put the last one out, like, you know, the one where I was like, look, I got a studio, by the time I uploaded that, it was a while after I first filmed it, and I'd been like feeling I still desperately wanted the studio to be done, but I'd lost like a little bit of the motivation to like do things to it. But all of the comments on that video and stuff like really re-inspired me. So I'm kind of excited to put out this next vlog for the same reason, to hopefully get like an extra little jolt, like, yeah, get it done! The look we're going for today is just the usual sort of dead girl, but make it pink. I did the cross stitch, that came in that most recent, like the crafty spooky box theme box, which I loved that box so much. I did that mostly. I followed the pattern up until a point. I think I followed the pattern for spooky, and then it got to the point to do the rest. And instead of following the pattern for that, I didn't do the bat because I didn't really like the shape of the bat, so I did a little skull and crossbones instead, and then I didn't try to follow the pattern for the sparkles. I just took the idea of the sparkles and kind of just did it wherever. But yeah, so I did the cross stitching and it was so satisfying and I really enjoyed it, and now I really want to do more. So I have ordered like a big embroidering, cross-stitching like set with like lots in it, with like every colour under the fucking sun, so I'm like, so I'm very excited. I think that's coming tomorrow, although that's coming tomorrow, but I'm so impatient and so badly want to do more cross-stitching that I'm seriously considering like walking the billion, however far away it is, to a store that might have crafting supplies just to see if I can get like a little bit today so I can do more because I so enjoyed it. So yeah, cross-stitching. I want to try like proper embroidery as well, so enjoying that. I also very much like the project that I most want to work on right now, that part of me would like to film, but part of me is like, I don't know if I really should because it's going to be a lot of experimentation and like fiddling around, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Is I want to make quite a specific art doll. It's something that I've wanted to make for like years and 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 never go around to it, and now I'm like, can I do it? So I'm kind of trying to figure out the logistics of that, so I'm working on that, hopefully. Oh, I still really need to finish my niffler, but it's just like with projects like that, I get to a certain point and then it's like it's going well, and then I'm worried that on like the next step I'll ruin it, so then they just sit in the graveyard of unfinished crafts. But I really do need to finish the per niffler, and I will eventually, I promise you that, but just I need to figure out what, oh, I remember what it was, because the last time I stopped was because something, beyond the being worried about ruining it, something tripped me up. There was a certain part that just wasn't working, so I needed to figure out a different way of doing that, so I need to figure that out. Oh, tufts. I'm trying to grow out part of my undercut still, which I told you about when? Was it in the last chat you read it with me, or was it in a spooky box club? I told you anyway that I was trying to grow out my, like part of my undercut to like try to lower it a bit because it kind of crept up too high. And I got it to the point where my hair was like really long and shaggy, and it, well, really long. Too long for me, and it was driving me absolutely crazy. So what I've done is I actually I couldn't handle it anymore, so I did end up shaving most of it off, but I've left the tiny strip that I want to grow back, and it looks so bad, but I'm just gonna try to keep growing that out and see if I can keep it hidden under my hair. If it gets to the point where it's like showing through too much and it's just gonna be awful, then I'm just gonna have to give up. But like, I've just got like this little scraggly flap of hair. It looks so bad, but like I said, I'm just gonna try to keep my hair down and hide it until it grows, because I feel like if I can just get it, I doubt I will, I'm sure this is going to be a failed adventure, but I'm trying, but I feel like if I can just get it to like this point, if it's like down to here, then I feel like it'll blend in enough with my hair that like it won't be that noticeable. Because at one point, I still don't understand how it happened, I had like a tuft of hair right here that like looked like someone had cut it off short, and it was like maybe like, you know, as thick as my pinky finger. It was like a little tuft where it looked like someone had cut it, and I don't remember anything that could have done that. I don't understand how it happened. So I had this little bit of hair for ages, and that was growing out, and I'm sure it can't possibly have reached the length of like the rest of my hair yet, but I can't find it anymore, so I'm hoping that if I can just get past this ugly little scraggly flap stage that I can just lower it, especially because there's like a little bit of the front that I always hit, and it like grows out. So whenever it starts growing back at all, it sticks out of my hair and I hit. So what other crafty things? Oh, it actually, well, I don't know if you guys, well, some of you definitely see. It depends where you follow me, how closely you follow me, all the rest. I made some fun phone cases. There is one that I haven't really used much yet, although I feel like it's going to be way too fragile because I drop my phone a lot and it's just, I feel like it's going to just continuously break. But I made this like nightmare one, which I enjoyed. I really want to try and make more of those, but find a way to make them a bit stronger. But the other one I made was like this one. And it broke, but actually not due to my craftsmanship. I was sure this case would not last because like of all the bits I glued on, I was so sure that they would come off. Nothing that I did has come off. The thing that has broken is it used to have, you know, those like rings, like ring phone holder things. I love them. They make everything so much easier. It had one of those, but it broke off. Literally at the moment it broke off was so infuriating because I took my phone out of my bag. Me and Jake were out on a walk one night. I took my phone out of my bag and I went to tell him how like, oh, by the way, I almost dropped my phone earlier, but because of the ring, I didn't, huh? And like, as I like brought it out, before I could even say those words, that's what I was intending to say, before I could even say it, the ring just snapped out, and I was like, I was so upset, and I still am, and because I didn't have the ring, I don't know if you can see, but I dropped my phone the other day and it smashed in 2 places. Even though I had a screen protector, the screen protector did nothing to save it, so I'm sad. What was my point? Oh, but yes, I've been making fun phone cases, so this was like one of them. It's like actually a wooden case, and then I made this little frame out of resin to like go over where the ring thing was to make it like pretty more ornate, and then these are actually little like wooden, the name has left my head, I know the name but it's gone, little like wooden decorative things for furniture anyway, so I painted those with the same paint that I painted the case with, and I glued it all together, and it's so cute, and it was great until the ring broke off. I've tried gluing the ring back in and it hasn't really helped, so the problem I was having, I like my phone cases to like match my mood as much as possible, but the mood I'd been in was like a very sort of like old-timey Victorian haunted doll vampire ghost, you know, like something like that, like sort of old-timey. And like phones in general kind of don't fit that vibe, you know, like so does not vibe with like elegant, lacy, Victorian-esque, Edwardian sort of outfits at all. Phones in general kind of don't match that whole vibe, but then, you know, the phone cases make it even worse. So I decided like something like, you know, wooden and ornate would be about as close as I can sort of get to that vibe. So yeah, I was happy with this until it broke. I love that this entire eye look so far has not used any eyeshadow. This has been entirely from a blush and contour palette. Sometimes people ask me what this palette is. It's one of the contour palettes from Lunatic Cosmetics Lab. Something like that. I'm sure you can find it if you look. At this stage I'm feeling a tiny bit like a Michael Hussar painting, and I'm not super mad about that. I don't really know what I'm doing with my lips here. I'm just kinda making it up as I go along and hoping it turns out. I feel like it will probably be too late because it's Sunday. I hate Sunday. I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but here on Sundays, most things aren't open at all and everything else closes at 6. I am like barely beginning my day at 6. I tend to wake up late anyway, and I take a really long time through the day to charge up enough to be able to do things. So yeah, everything closes at 6. Let me just check if the place I was intending on going does. Yeah, it closes at 6. I doubt it's like, yeah, it's 25. We're not getting there in time. But yeah, I got a late start today just because I got caught in like a frustration loop. I intended on starting all of this at like 1. And it took me between like 1 and 4 of just sitting frustrated and not being able to single in on a thought and figure out what to do to get to this point, so that's annoying. But just, like I said, I just haven't known what to film. Like I said, there's loads of things I want to film, but not things here. Like I need, until the studio is sorted and I can live out my wildest video dreams, I need more videos that I can do in this frame, if you get what I mean. Sitting down, talking, and you sit and you record it in one go. So like crafting videos, too difficult to film here, that is waiting until the studio. Vlogs I like filming, and like I said, I'm working on the studio vlog, and there's another vlog I want to do, but I usually film those in bits over like a couple of days, so they're not something I can like sit down and have a work day and like bang out. And then there's just like a lot of videos that are sort of would take more planning, like it's not something I can just sit down for the day and think, what do I want to record? Ah, I'll do that. You know, for instance, things like lookbooks, that's something that will take a lot of planning, and usually something I can't just film in the attic, you know, it would be like out and about. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of videos, it's just there's a lot of roadblocks of what sort of, like what they require basically. But any things that like, you know, if I need to sit down and get a couple of videos recorded for the week that I can just come, sit, go. They don't involve extra backdrops, they don't involve planning a whole bunch of extra stuff, that don't involve like going out, that don't involve just, do you understand? So yeah, it's very hard. I might do freckles today. I actually don't think I've done fake freckles in literally a couple of years. I feel like I was on a completely different tangent that I somehow lost. Yeah, so I got a late start because I just got in a frustration loop of not being able to figure out what to do. And like it tends to also happen if I have like multiple things that I need to do in a day and I can't sort of prioritize and figure out what needs done first and what's the most important and how to do things. And I'm like, oh, I need to do this thing, but before I can do that, I need to do this other thing. Oh, before I can do the other thing, I should probably do this. But it would be better if I did this thing before that, but I can't do that thing until I do this thing, which should come after that. And it's just, and then I end up sitting, staring into space, just dead-eyed, doing nothing for 5 hours, and the day's gone and I haven't done a single thing on the list. And that is stupid. And I understand that. And then people try to give me advice like, hey, you should like try using a planner, or hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. And I appreciate it, and in general, those would all be good advice for someone who does not have ADHD. Do you know how many planners I've started? Or I make all these really useful lists and plan out my day, and then the day comes and my brain is screaming at my body to do the thing and my body just doesn't. I am still trying, I'm constantly trying to find ways to do things that make sense to my brain, but I am still just struggling through. And like a weird part of it all is like sort of like pretty much every day trying to figure out which behaviors and struggles of mine are like an ADHD thing and which ones are just me. Like, you know, how much of this is ADHD and how much of it is just me being crap. It's actually, October is actually ADHD Awareness Month. And part of me like really wants or wanted or whatever to make a video for ADHD Awareness Month, just kind of talking about my experience, my struggles, and you know, how things have been since finally getting diagnosed after years. And like I said, part of me would still sort of like to, but there's like a lot of things holding me back from doing that. One of which is the fact that, like, as you guys, if you've been around this channel for a long time, know well, that I cry very easily. I don't even necessarily need to be feeling all of that emotional, but if I'm talking about something emotional, even if I'm kind of like feeling okay, I'll start crying anyway, and that makes it very hard to do videos talking about anything even remotely emotional, because I don't want to just sit here and cry through a whole video. And unfortunately, ADHD would very much fall into that category. So even me trying to explain the things that are holding me back from doing this video is enough that it's like starting, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm honestly fine. I'm not doing that badly now, guys. This is just the reaction. But yeah, I think like doing a video sort of talking about my ADHD would be difficult because it is just something that I still struggle with a lot, and it still actually causes me a lot of pain. I know there are people who are like able to see their ADHD as a gift and stuff and like appreciate like positives that it brings to their personality, but unfortunately I'm just not one of those people. Like, to me, is like purely a bad thing. I know logically probably if it was just gone, I didn't have it anymore, there would likely be like positive qualities that I wouldn't have anymore, but it's just like, you know, kind of impossible to know because it's just like, it's always been there. So it's like, there's also the weird identity crisis of, you know, what's my personality, what's me, and what's just ADHD. I know I had more points than that. I know that I had more reasons why I would struggle to make a video about ADHD beyond the emotional thing, but I can't remember what they were. I can't even remember how I started talking about this. Oh, one of the other ones that is like less valid and like I realize is me being stupid and it's not something I should worry about. Well, finally like getting diagnosed and finally being able to just like come out and say like I have ADHD instead of, you know, just like purely making awkward self-deprecating jokes like, you know, like, oh hey, sorry I struggle with this thing because I'm a piece of trash, you know. It's been which I'm sure I probably still do because it's just very ingrained, but it's nice to like have been able to start saying like, hey, like I struggle with this thing because of ADHD. I do still sort of, I guess, like worry about talking about it because I think I'm afraid people will like think I'm lying or just like making up excuses for like when I don't do things that I'm supposed to do. I don't know, I think I have just like a bit of like an imposter complex from like years of my doctors like not taking me seriously and stuff, and you know, now I've finally seen like an actual ADHD specialist and not just a GP who's not trained in these things. And you know, like we had like the very in-depth talk, there was the whole form I filled out that my mum filled some parts out of as well, or like helped me fill out and stuff, and like, you know, the specialist has been able to be like, yes, obviously this is a problem for you. Eyebrows is what. Yeah, so yeah, in spite of that, I think I just like have this weird residual worry that not just will other people— camera stopped recording, don't really know where I got to in that. Yeah, so not only like do I worry that like other people will be like, oh, she's just making excuses, oh, she's faking it, oh, blah, blah, whatever. I think like part of me almost is afraid that I've like tricked myself into thinking that I have ADHD, and I don't, like, I've tricked myself, I've tricked this like specialist psychiatrist, I've tricked everyone, I don't really have ADHD and I'm just a shit person. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's like about as much as I'm going to touch on the whole ADHD thing in this video, because I think that small segment that you just saw me talking about it was like half an hour from all the breaks I had to take trying to stop the thing from happening. So yeah, there's a lot more, and it's still something like in theory that I would like to do a video on, but just between not really knowing how to do it without just crying for no frickin' reason and my own just weird anxieties, I don't really know how it could happen, to be honest. I kinda wish I'd done a softer brow, but no turning back. Shall we try freckles? Is that a thing we should do, or am I just about to ruin everything I've just done? Let's give it a go. It's been a long time since I've done it. I don't love it. It hasn't worked out quite as well as I feel like it used to. How did I used to do that without it being messy? I actually have very slight freckles of my own just sort of on my nose bridge, but for one, they have faded into oblivion because I'm never in the sun. And two, I put makeup on, so you wouldn't be able to see them anyway. Not everything works out in life, but you just gotta keep going. Especially when you're as clumsy and make as many mistakes as I do. I got this really lovely pink glittery eyeliner from NYX, and I've been enjoying that, so I'm going to add a tiny bit of that because, again, it's like Dead Girl, but make it pink, and also add a sprinkle of glitter. What would a corpse be without a little glitter? I really want to do like another set of polygel nails. I don't know when I talked about learning to do that, but I learned to do that a while back and really enjoyed it, and I really want to do them again because my nails are crap right now. But because I'm going to be working on the studio a lot and like painting and plastering and doing a lot with my hands, there is like no point. They would get immediately ruined, so I haven't been able to do that. I can't wait until everything's done and I can have nice nails again. That's where I've lost one of my piercings. I need to find that and put it in because this side had almost closed up and it hurt putting that back through, so I best do the other side as soon as possible. Okay, right, I am going to go just quickly stick on my lashes. I have a million videos of me putting on lashes. We don't need it in this video, so I'm just gonna go do it downstairs. I actually have a whole lash tutorial on my channel if you've never seen that before. And then I'm going to try to pick an outfit because I have a couple in mind and I don't really know what direction I want to go, so. Hello lovelies, I am back. I've been gone for so long. It's actually pitch black out now because, for one, even just getting this necklace to wear took way longer than it should have because it was so tangled in this other pile of necklaces. Like, it was so badly tangled that I thought I was gonna have to like break it and put it back together to get it under. I don't know how it's happened, but yes, and I've been trying to wear it for like a week and every time I've given up because it's been too tangled, but this time I was like, I want my necklaces. So there was that, and then there was like just like really young kids outside like screeching bloody murder for like 20 minutes, and it's just been noise everywhere. But I am back and this is my finished look. I'm not going anywhere, so only the top half of me is ready for anything. Look at me pretending to be all put together and then bam, pajama bottoms. But if I were going somewhere, I would probably pair this look with like shorts under this dress, like with the lacy bit at the bottom, just to give it a bit of extra length and like protection. These little socks, and probably my TUK Mary Jane shoes. So yeah, that is what I would wear if I was going somewhere, but I'm not, so I am still in pajama bottoms. Okay, so I imagine this video is way too long at this point, so I'm gonna wrap things up. God, I wonder if I'm gonna have to like edit out huge chunks or if they can stay because I've been talking for a long time. But you guys know the drill. Before you go, if you could check out my Patreon, I would love that. I would love you forever. It helps me so much. It helps this channel so much, and it keeps me going. The link, as always, is down in the description. Leave a comment and let me know any of your thoughts, or just let me know how you're doing. Either way, give the video a wee thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And finally, if you're new here and you enjoyed today's rambles and you want more of that, are you okay? But if you do, feel free to subscribe and join the family. We would love to have you here for more of the madness. Okay, I have more to record tonight, so I'm going to go and I will see you next time. Bye, lovelies!